Alright guys, this is your video on exponential functions, compound interest, and half-life. So we did exponential growth yesterday, exponential decay today. Let's talk about compound interest. So compound interest is something that you use with money. You use it whenever you are taking out, some mortgages have compound interest on it. You don't really want those. Some savings accounts do. Sometimes your student loans do. So you need to make sure that you're careful when you see something that says compound interest, because sometimes it can charge you more. You can also calculate it by using this formula. So compound interest is interest earned or paid on both the principal and previously earned interest. Okay, I'm trying to make it adjust. Sorry, y'all. There we go. And I spelled this wrong. It should be A-L, principal. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to break down the parts, and then we're going to work out this problem. Then we'll do half-life. So A is the balance after years. P, of course, is your principal, or your original amount. R is your annual interest rate. T is the time in years. And finally, N. N is the number of times the interest is compounded per year. So if it's compounded monthly, that means it would be compounded 12 times per year. Now let's look at this problem. It says, after you graduate college, your student loans have a total of $30,000. If the interest rate is 6.8%, is compounded monthly. Again, that's 12 times a year. How much will you owe after 5 years if you do not pay anything? So we're going to take this and we're going to plug it into our formula. I'm going to use a different color than green. Alright, so A equals. Now P is the first one that we're going to plug in. That's our principal amount, and that's $30,000. 1 plus. Now your rate is the percent. Remember, you move it 2 decimal places, so that's 0.068. N is the number of times it's compounded per year. It says monthly, so that's 12. And then your exponent is N times T. So you use 12 again, and then it's after 5 years. So what you're going to do first is you're going to get your calculator. And you're going to do 0.068, and you're going to divide that by 12. And then you're going to add 1 to that. Okay, so we're going to write that down. We have 30,000 times 1.00567 to the 60th. Now, 60 came because I did 12 times 5. Now, I'm going to hit the caret button, and I'm going to raise this number right here to the 60th power. And then I'm going to multiply it by 30,000. Remember, this is money, so you can't have decimals in this. So after 5 years, you're going to have to pay $42,108 because it rounds up. That's how much you're going to have in student loans. Now, if you're confused on any of this, pause the video, rewind it, watch it again. Let's look at half-life. We started filling some of this out, but I want to make sure that we actually understand what we did. So half-life is the time it takes for 1/2 of a substance to decay or disintegrate. This is the formula that you use. A is your final amount, P is the initial amount, and T is the number of half-lives in a given time period. So let's read this problem. It says the half-life of a certain antibiotic is 4 hours. So every 4 hours, part of it dies. How much of a 45-gram dose would be left in your system after 2 days? Well, we have hours and days. So the first thing we need to do is convert 2 days to hours. So I'm going to multiply 24 times 2. And then I'm going to divide it by 4 because every 4 hours is our half-life. And that's going to be my T. That gives me 12. So I'm going to plug 12 in right here. Now, the 24 came from, there's 24 hours in a day. You multiply it by 2 because there's 2 days in this problem, and then you divide it by 4 because every 4 hours, part of it dies. Now, in your handy-dandy calculator, you're going to do 0.5 caret to the 12th power. And then you're going to multiply that by 45. So you have about 0.011 grams left. Now you should be able to do your half-life functions. Remember, you have to like and comment and tell me that you watched this video and that you took your notes. Make sure that you understand how to do this. Tomorrow you're going to get your study guide. Have a good night, guys.